Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Coach Erin, and today we're going to focus a little bit on stretches, but specifically for spin positions. Today I have a chair with me to help me balance. So if you want, you guys can use a chair, you can use your bed frame, you can also use the wall. Because today we're not focusing on balance, we're trying to focus on our spin positions and improving that flexibility. So the spin positions we're going to practice today is a victory position, an I position, my favorite, a Biellmann position, and a hair cutter position. Keeping our hamstrings really straight for our sit spins, and we're going to try some A-frames and corkscrews. The first one we're going to start with is a victory position. So I'm going to make sure my chair is nice and stable so I don't die. And I'm going to make sure my feet are grounded to that floor, especially my right foot because I'm starting out with the left foot. I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going to bend my leg out perfectly to the side. It's very important that our hip socket is resting in that socket. We don't want it to be out or forward, we want it right here. So I'm going to take my hand, turn it inward, grab underneath my heel, and I'm going to straighten out my leg. Now, if this is as high as you guys can go, or if you're still a little bent, that's okay. Just work in where you feel that stretch and count to 8. If you guys can go a little bit higher, then we're gonna hold it here and count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if this still feels okay for you guys, and it's not seriously hurting you, we can lean into it just a little bit and let it go back into that hip socket. So let's try the other leg. So I'm going to move my chair to the other side. So if you spin to the right like me, you'll probably do the left leg. If you're a lefty, you're probably going to use your right leg. So again, our hip is resting in that socket. We turn our hand inward, grab underneath that heel, and we're gonna straighten out this leg. This one's not as good for me, but I'm gonna hold it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We put it back in our hip socket, and we put it down. Now another tip for you guys, if you guys are just starting out this stretch and it's really, really tight, we can also have our hands outward and grab underneath our foot and go out like this. And that's gonna really help you gain that stretch, gain that flexibility until you can turn this hand inward and lift it up even higher. So let's move on. I'm gonna move my chair off to this side because for this one, we're gonna lay down. So I'm gonna get all the way down on my mat, flat back. We're gonna make sure, we're gonna start out with our left leg. So we're gonna keep our right leg straight and try to keep our hips square. So we wanna bring our left leg up to our chest, and we're gonna put our right hand on the top of our foot, our left hand either underneath our thigh or holding off to our calf. And we're gonna slightly straighten that leg. And this is our I position. Now this one might be more difficult for you, like it is for me. It's that hamstring flexibility. But we wanna try to keep our hips square as possible. And we're gonna hold it in that stretch. And if you guys are a little bit out here, we can start out here and hold our calf with our right hand. So let's count to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we bend it back in and take that deep breath. Another good tip for you guys, if this position feels good for you, we're gonna keep holding it here and stretch it out, hold it for 5, come back in and hold it for 5. And you can keep doing this and you'll really start to gain more flexibility in those hamstrings, in these hips. Let's try the other leg now. We're gonna bring it into our chest. Right hand goes underneath our thighs. Left hand goes above that foot. And I'm going to straighten this one out. This one's difficult for me. And we're going to count 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we take that nice deep breath. Okay. Now we're gonna get up off of our mats and we're gonna try some sit spin positions. So I'm gonna put my chair right here so it's gonna help me balance. And I'm gonna start out with my left leg. So I'm gonna try to keep this leg as straight as possible as I bend down into that sit spin position. And I hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now this one's also good just to hold our sit spin position and work on that booty and have that strength in our glute muscles. But also good for practicing our spin positions if you have some seriously tight hamstrings like me. So we're gonna straighten out this leg, glue those knees together, and we're gonna bend. And we hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's our sit spin position. Now put this off to the side again, and we're gonna try some A-frames. Now this one's a little bit easier to stretch. It's kind of like a yoga move. I forget what it's called. I think it's like a warrior. Because we're gonna have wide legs like you would if you were doing the A-frame. And then we're just gonna bend over and put our hands on these ankles. And we hold in our stretch. Deep breath in and a nice breath out. And then a halfway lift. Take one more deep breath and go back and down in to that A-frame position. And you can come back up. Now I'm not sure how many more people do A-frames because I feel like it's not the most attractive position. One that I like more is the corkscrew, so we can try to do that one today. We're gonna cross under, I cross under my right leg underneath my left leg, and you can bend forward this way. If you're a lefty, we can go to the other side and cross our left leg underneath our right leg. So let's try that. We're gonna have it underneath. Try to reach our left hand to that right foot. And we hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll move on to my favorite, of course. We're gonna use the chair again, and we're gonna turn it off to the side. Make sure it's stable. My chair is a little wobbly, but we're gonna make sure it's nice and solid to the ground. And depending on which leg you use, if you're a lefty, you're probably gonna use your left leg. If you're a righty, you're gonna use your right leg that you're lifting. So I'm gonna keep my left leg super straight, planted on the ground, and I'm gonna lift up my right leg. So the first thing I'm gonna start with, if this is something more beginner for you, we're gonna keep our hand turned under. So I'm using the out part of my hand, and I'm grabbing the top part of my foot, and I'm gonna lift it up. And if this is a really big stretch for you, you keep practicing this position and counting to 8, count to 10, come down, and do it 3 times over. And that's gonna really improve your flexibility and really gain that strength that you need. If you wanna move on a little bit to an upper level, we're gonna try to turn our hands to the underneath part. I'm gonna grab the top of my foot again. It's a bit of a weird grabby position, but this is how you're gonna grab your blade when you're on the ice. And I'm gonna bring my foot to my head and then lift it up. And this is gonna be more of the Biellmann position. I can bring my head back and count. And bring it back down, all the way down to the ground. And we take that deep breath. So I think the first thing, the most important thing to practice with this one is turning that hand underneath. Because even just turning our hand, grabbing the top of our foot is a bit of a stretch. So remember, we can start here, practicing the stretch of this leg, and then we can start here, practicing turning our hand underneath and pulling it up without pulling any muscles anywhere, okay? No pulling muscles, please and thank you. So the last one we're gonna do is for our hair cutter. This one's super easy. We've done it a bunch of times before. We're just gonna stretch our backs. So we're gonna make sure our feet are strong on that ground, and I'm gonna lay all the way down. And we hold in this stretch. And we come up. And take our nice deep breath. And good job, you guys. I hope this was super helpful for you. I hope you have super crazy flexibility and you guys are just practicing your spin positions and you're spinning like crazy. And it's so much fun for you because I love, 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 love all these spin positions. And I hope this helped you. Please like and comment this video and I'll see you guys next time.